7:21 on KMBZ. Good morning, E.J. Becker, Ellen Schenk along with you. Big story of the morning, of course, President Obama will be in Warrensburg today, just east of Kansas City. And as part of our coverage of the president's visit, let's go straight to the news line. Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri, kind enough to join us this morning. Hey, Senator, good morning.
Good morning. How are you all this morning?
We're great, sir. Why do you think the president has chosen Warrensburg to, quote, refocus on the economy?
Well, Warrensburg is a great community, and Central Missouri State University is a great university. My guess is landing strip. Richards at Whiteman may be the principal reason to be there. But, anytime the president can talk about jobs, that's a good thing. The problem is that this is about the 11th or 12th reset where the president decides he's going to talk about jobs again, and then immediately gets back to all the things that he talks about in between that actually hold jobs back. So I wish we could stay totally focused on jobs until we actually deal with what is the number one priority in the country today domestically, and that's more private sector jobs.
Hey, briefly, Senator, we spoke with one of his deputy White House press secretaries this morning who said that it's Washington that's not focused on the economy. And, of course, the implication there is that with all the infighting and Republicans and Democrats not getting together, it's not the president's fault. It's everybody in Washington's fault because nobody can agree on anything anyway.
Well, I'm sure not going to defend Washington. I'm incredibly frustrated with the Senate. I'm in the minority in the Senate, and the fact that we haven't done the regular appropriations bills the right way for long before I got there. It's been half a dozen years now since we went through that process the right way or stayed focused. The student loan thing that we should be solving today hopefully gets done this week, and I think will get done next week, and it's going to be a good solution, but everything is way too hard to get there. I would say to our friends at the White House, though, and whoever you were talking to, there's really only one leader in Washington, and the president is the single sole leader, is the person who really has the potential to set the agenda and keep focused on the agenda.
Yes.
And there is no question between these refocusing on jobs, the president talks about higher utility rates and higher taxes, and how this health care plan is going to work so great for job creation. And none of those things help job creation, and he should know that.
Senator, but you say you're incredibly frustrated with Washington, but everybody says that. In fact, the disapproval rating of Congress right now is at 83%. What's going to change?
It should be, and I haven't always said that, Ellen. I haven't always said that. There were times in the post 9/11 where Washington worked. There were times when we dramatically changed tax policies in 2001 and 2003 when Washington worked. So I've been talking to you for quite a while, and I have seldom, until the last couple of years, said the system doesn't work. The system's complicated because the founders intended for it to be complicated, but it has normally worked. We do every one of the appropriations bills and debate the spending priorities of the country. We would actually pass tax laws rather than talk about tax laws that weren't going to pass. So at least in my case, I think it's unfair to say everybody always says Washington doesn't work, but it's not working right now. And that's a divided Congress, and part of that is the president's responsibility, and the president is the guy who has more potential than anybody else to figure out a solution that can work. That's the trick. The trick here is not to figure out what the plan is you'd like to see work, but what is the plan that actually could pass the Congress and wind up on your desk, and then that's what you should decide to advocate for and get as much of what you want in that plan as you can. But right now, everybody seems to be satisfied with no conclusion on these issues that impact the country and people's jobs and livelihood in such an important way.
Senator Roy Blunt with us this morning as the president comes to Warrensburg to give a speech later this afternoon. Senator, always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, great to talk to you. Look forward to seeing you both soon.
7:25 now on KMBZ.